In the ancient kingdom of Magadha, there lived a sorrowful mother who had recently lost her only child. Consumed by grief, she heard of the wise and compassionate Buddha and sought solace in his teachings. Determined to find a way to bring her child back to life, she embarked on a journey to meet the Enlightened One. With tear-streaked cheeks and a heavy heart, the grieving mother arrived at the abode where the Buddha resided. Kneeling before him, she pleaded, "O, great teacher, I have lost my beloved child. Please help me bring my child back to life. I cannot bear this unbearable pain." The Buddha, with eyes filled with compassion, listened to her anguished plea. He understood the depth of her suffering and sought to offer her a path of healing and understanding. Calmly, he spoke to the grieving mother, "I will help you, but first, I need you to bring me a mustard seed." Relieved at the prospect of a solution, the mother eagerly agreed. She believed that obtaining a mustard seed would be a simple task. However, the Buddha added, "But the mustard seed must come from a house where no one has ever experienced death." Hopeful, the mother set out on her quest. She traveled from house to house, seeking the mustard seed that would bring her child back to life. At each door, she asked for a mustard seed and inquired if death had ever visited their household. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, the grieving mother's hope began to wane. House after house, she encountered families who had all experienced the pain of losing loved ones. She listened to their stories of sorrow and witnessed their tears of grief. Slowly, a profound realization began to dawn upon the mother. With each encounter, she understood that death was an inevitable part of life, touching every family, every person. She began to see that her pain was not unique, that it was a shared human experience. Finally, after an arduous journey, the mother returned to the presence of the Buddha. With a newfound wisdom in her eyes, she spoke softly, "Great teacher, I have searched far and wide for the mustard seed as you instructed. Yet, in every home I visited, I found that death had touched their lives. I now understand that death is a universal truth that we all must face." The Buddha smiled warmly at the mother, recognizing the profound transformation that had taken place within her. He gently replied, "You have learned a valuable lesson, dear mother. The pain of loss and the inevitability of death are shared by all beings. It is through accepting this truth that we can find peace and understanding." With these words, the mother's grief began to lessen, replaced by a sense of acceptance and equanimity. She realized that her child's death was part of the natural cycle of life, and she resolved to honor their memory by living a life of compassion and gratitude. The story of the mustard seed reminds us of the universal nature of death and the importance of embracing the inevitable in life. It teaches us that suffering arises from clinging to the illusion of permanence, and it is through acceptance and understanding that we find peace. Just as the grieving mother discovered, we too can find solace in the shared human experience of loss. By acknowledging the impermanence of life, we can learn to cherish the present moment and live with greater compassion and gratitude. The Buddha's wisdom continues to resonate through the ages, reminding us that while we may encounter pain and loss, we also have the capacity to find healing and inner peace. May we all embrace the universal truth of impermanence and learn to navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace and acceptance.